And welcome everyone to WreckEm247.com. This is Daniel Pauling. I am Zach Long, going through the state of Texas Tech football recruiting, and obviously the season for the Red Raiders has come to an end a little earlier than they would have liked, but they also now have more time to maybe focus on recruiting. And the first news you have to us today is a decommitment or something similar of a prospect.
Absolutely. What's the opposite of boom?
I don't know. Bust? In the oil business, we'd say bust.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't see him hashtag that, though.
Yeah, Leo Lefele, three-star offensive tackle out of Riverside City College, where Darren Cheverini was last year. He is no longer committed to Texas Tech. I don't understand if this is a grade situation or he just decided to decommit. Had a little trouble getting in touch with him on the phone, and phone tag just didn't work with his coach or anything else. But obviously a big recruit for him, a big loss for them. 6'4", 300 pounds, number 3 offensive tackle, number 22 JUCO player overall. Committed March 9th, redshirted this season, had 3 years of eligibility once he got to the college level. Obviously this could really hurt if Raven Clark decides to go pro. That's definitely an option right now. And Tech is losing a couple of guys, James Polk and Rashad Fortenberry, their right tackle, off that line. So he could have been a really good option for next year. Probably could have come in and played immediately, or at least contributed a lot of minutes.
And with the JC kid, a lot of things can happen. Obviously, they're trying to get some things on track. You never know. We're not going to speculate too much, but basic point is he's not going to be a Red Raider, it seems like, next season. Daniel, we're going to spend the rest of this episode really looking at the offense and where they're lining us up. And let's go right into the thing you've already hit on, the offensive line.
Absolutely. It kind of remains to be seen where Tech kind of goes from here. They offered Dave Bolasomi last week. He's an unrated offensive tackle, kind of exploded. He got 8 FBS offers in 1 week after not getting one entering his senior year.
Wow.
He exploded this year, but unfortunately for Tech fans, he committed to TCU Monday night. He really loved TCU. Almost committed right when they offered, but decided to hold out. He had planned to make an official visit to Texas Tech this weekend, canceled that, so he's out of the picture. But Tech offered Riley Daniel, offensive tackle / guard out of Oklahoma. Lee Hayes was actually looking at him Monday night. Had a chance to speak with Riley. He plans to make a visit out here. He's a Houston commit, so it remains to be seen maybe if Tech will be able to flip him right there. Tech probably wants to get one guy at center or guard. Maybe a name to watch there is 4-star Samisi Ulaave. Don't say that.
Man, that's tough.
But he remains an option there at guard. Fred Ulu-Perry, they had him come in for an official visit at the center. He seems very committed to UCLA. I don't think he flips. He was talking to the Oregonian up there in Portland, Oregon. He's just kind of looking at these visits as free trips to go places.
You can do it. You can do it.
Which is true. He postponed his official visit to Oregon State just so he can have maybe a little bit more chance to talk with their coach when he comes out next time. But judging from his comments in that article, it doesn't seem like he's going to be flipping from UCLA.
On to the wide receiver position here, Daniel. In that Baylor game, you saw some big sparks, and there is some optimism on the roster. Devin Lauderdale, Ian Sadler, Dylan Cantrell, but still, this is going to be a heavily recruited area, isn't it? Yeah, and last week was also a horrible week for Texas Tech at the wide receiver position. D.D. Westbrook committed to Oklahoma last Tuesday. Damian Ratley committed to Texas A&M last Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. I think Damian got that offer for Texas A&M. He's like, yep, I'm going to the SEC. Yeah.
And Westbrook, he named Texas Tech his favorite at one point in his recruitment, but Oklahoma, you get the opportunity to go there and probably play right away or at least get a lot of minutes right away. You have to kind of jump at that opportunity. So that kind of leaves Tech looking, all right, we know they want to add 1 or 2 more wide receivers, kind of what's going on. Tyron Johnson's obviously the big guy that everyone's looking at. Tech sent 8 coaches there Monday night to see him. Mainly Kevin Curtis, who Johnson has developed a good relationship with, but Eric Morris was also there, the offensive coordinator. Cliff Kingsbury wasn't there. He's actually leaving to start his recruiting rounds Wednesday morning. So it kind of remains to be seen, hey, if you got 8 kids there, or 8 coaches there to see one kid, you're really chasing him. It kind of remains to be seen. LSU I think LSU has a good shot at him. I think Auburn has a good shot at him. I don't know what Tech's chances are with him right now, which is not a very positive thing for anybody watching, but it's definitely not looking great for them. Auburn is definitely up there for him. Kind of jumped out of nowhere. A few names, Kiki Kuti, That's a tough one as well.
You're getting abused this week with names, my goodness.
He's choosing between Texas Tech and Louisville. He made a Louisville official visit last weekend when they played Kentucky, so it kind of remains to be seen where he goes. Stanley Morgan, from what I can find, he doesn't have a Texas Tech offer, but he was a Nebraska commit, said, when they got rid of Bo Pelini this weekend, I'm going to kind of look around. He plans to make a visit down here. Ryan Davis, I think Kevin Curtis is going to be making an in-home visit with Ryan Davis out in St. Petersburg this week, excuse me. So that's a big name for Tech fans to keep an eye on. DeAndre McNeil, a guy that I didn't really think was too connected with Tech, but he came to that Baylor game wearing Texas Tech gear. So
that might say a little bit something. I know they get a lot of gear and can wear whatever they want, but that's repping the interesting colors on a neutral location. Maybe it means the right things for Texas Tech.
Yep, he's going to name his top schools December 7th. He's going to make his commitment December 19th, so his decision is going to be coming up. Two guys at Tech, three-star receivers, Dante Thompson and Tony Brown. Brown actually named Nebraska his favorite before Pelini got fired, so it remains to be seen, is Brown going to kind of look at his other choices, which include UCLA and Texas Tech, or is he going to stick with Nebraska? Thompson, I didn't get a good read on him. Just like a lot of kids, he'll say, yeah, I enjoyed my visit. I like Texas Tech. I like their offense. He didn't seem to say Tech's my top choice or top choices or anything, so it kind of remains to be seen where that Ennis senior decides to go.
Daniel, over at running back, obviously the Red Raiders scheduled to have back DeAndre Washington, Quentin White, DeMarcus Felton, who redshirted this year. They're still going to take some backs, though, aren't they?
Yeah. Coach Jinks was very excited about DeMarcus Felton, and I know a lot of people were excited about what DeAndre Washington was able to do this year. Became the first 1,000-yard rusher since 1998. Tech is adding Corey Dauphine, ran a 20.76 in the 200 meters. So he's going to have a lot of speed. He's kind of a bigger guy, too, so he has a little bit of power. But Tech actually sent Trey Haverty and Mike Jinks over to see Chris Warren III this week, last Sunday. His mother, Katara Lopez, is tweeted out a picture. She seemed very excited. So it kind of remains to be seen. I didn't think Tech was that high on Chris Warren. Obviously, he's a very talented player, but I thought they were going to think he's going elsewhere. A lot of people are linking him to the University of Texas or a couple of schools out west like Washington. So it
still remains to be seen.
It remains to be seen, as I can say about a lot of these players. Warren named Tech to his top, among his favorites, but he hasn't made an official visit out here. Will he make an official visit? Will he make an unofficial visit? It's a short trip from Rockwall, Texas. So that kind of is up in the air. But he would be a great add for Texas Tech if they're looking to add somebody at running back.
Absolutely. Daniel, another fountain of information this week. Go to WreckEm247.com. Follow him on Twitter. Buy a subscription. We got into the offense this week. Come back next week. We're going to get into the defense and a whole plethora of other names. And obviously, like we said, the Red Raiders done in terms of football season, so their coaches are out full score right now. Maybe that pays off. We're going to keep you advised as we approach the ever-important February signing day. For now, we're going to bid you farewell. This is Daniel Pauling. I'm Zach Long, and you're on WreckEm247.com.